Good morning. Welcome to MCC Culinary Arts Croissant and Pastry Day. We are going to be working with laminated dough today. We have prepared some Parisian croissant dough, which is multiple layers of dough encased in butter all throughout, which creates that wonderful flaky crust. Can you guys see that? We have some of our students here with us in the lab today. You see the many layers of dough and butter. You want to keep your dough really, really cold until you're ready to use it. If not, that dough begins to melt with the butter inside it, and the butter can kind of leach out and you end up with not as flaky as a product. The first thing that we're going to do before we roll out our dough is lightly sprinkle our surface enough so that our dough won't stick, but not too much so that our dough becomes dry. We are going to take our dough, place it on our floured surface. I am going to sprinkle a little bit of bread flour on top as well as on my rolling pin. I prefer a rolling pin with handles for a job like this because it makes it much easier to get good pressure and really work your dough. So today in lab, I want you guys to use rolling pins with handles and it will make the job easier. We're going to begin to roll out the dough into a nice rectangle shape. And I want to show you guys this. As I'm rolling it, can you see that the butter is kind of leaching through the dough there? That's what you want to see, the nice layer of butter coming through. And if you can see that here. I'm going to turn it. We're going to continue to roll it out pretty thin. About 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit thinner. And sometimes the butter will begin to pop out of the corners, and that's okay. You just need to turn the dough and roll a different direction. I'm going to flip it over. Make sure it's nice and floured on the bottom, and continue rolling. You can make croissants in many different sizes. You can make them small, you can make a jumbo croissant. Just depends on what product you want in the end, and if you're selling the product or serving it on an assorted breakfast bar, a smaller croissant would be more appropriate. Gonna flip it one more time. And if it's not perfect, that's okay, because we can trim that up, okay? So what I'm gonna do from here is I'm gonna take a pizza cutter or a pastry reel or whatever you have, and I'm gonna trim it up so that it's more in a rectangle shape, which it makes it easier for me to cut the little triangles that are gonna create that croissant shape for us. So the best way to do this is to cut vertical lines all the way through until you end up with a piece of dough like so. And then you're going to cut that into a triangle, okay? So you're going to go from corner to corner in a diagonal, cutting triangles of your rolled out prepared croissant dough. This guy's going to be a mini. So what we're going to do from here is stretch it out just a little bit. I'm going to take my rolling pin and flatten it just a bit more. And I'm going to add my toppings. I have that here. You can make a croissant sweet or savory, whatever you prefer. So we have some different options. I love a savory breakfast croissant and I'm a huge fan of Swiss cheese. So in the first one, I'm going to take a slice of Swiss, a slice of ham, and layer it right on top of my croissant. And then I'm just going to roll it from the bottom all the way to the top, keeping it nice and tight, making sure that my product stays in line. Bam. You also want to take a little bit of this egg wash, which is just egg and water, and brush it right there, and it acts as a glue for the tip of the croissant to stick. And then you're going to place it on your mat. We're going to roll them all out. and fill them, and then we're gonna brush them again with the egg wash before we go into the oven to create a really nice sheen on the top of our product. Let's do a sweet one. I've got some raspberry preserves and marmalade here. I'm gonna spread just a little bit on the bottom and kind of take it towards the tip and make it a thin, smooth layer so it doesn't come out of the sides. When you do that, let's go ahead and do it too. These are really yummy. And then chocolate, something sweet. Sprinkle a few chocolate chips in the center. Don't get too far to the edge of the dough so that when you roll it, it doesn't pop out. I love things like cheddar and spinach. You could do butterscotch or almond filling or almond butter, whatever your tastes are. I personally love a savory croissant, and my son loves a chocolate croissant, so we are a house divided. So you got to make a little assortment when you do these for a Saturday or Sunday morning breakfast. The great thing about croissant dough is that you can make this ahead of time and hold it in the refrigerator up to 48 hours, so it makes for a quick Saturday or Sunday weekend breakfast where all you do is roll, cut out, and add your toppings. Now that we have some croissants made up, we are going to take them, brush them with our egg wash, and put them in the oven. You want to get a nice coating so you get that nice, shiny, golden brown color on the outside of the croissant. We're going to bake in a 375-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Before you bake these, we are going to let them rise or double in size so they become more puffy. And in doing so here in our professional kitchen, we are going to put that in our proofer box. But at home, you could cover this with a nice clean towel, set it on top of your refrigerator or some sort of humid, warm place in your kitchen and let them sit for about 30 minutes so that they rise before they go into the oven. We're gonna put ours in the proofer now. After we egg washed our croissants, we put them in our proofer to double in size, and then once that was done, we took them out and placed them in our oven at 375 degrees for 15 minutes. And now I'm about to show you the final product. Here we are with our raspberry dark chocolate croissant and our ham and Swiss croissant. A little sweet, a little savory. And I would like to cut one open for you guys to see the inside. And you end up with a wonderful layer of ham, Swiss, and a buttery, flaky dough. Thank you guys for tuning in today to MCC's croissant demo. We hope to see you next time. Have a great day.